I'll tell you a story about one student that I had just to give you an idea of sort of like how this builds and works. I taught students with special needs at the elementary level. So I would have kids come to me who were like kicked out of either another class or another school altogether or multiple schools before they ended up in my class because no other teacher knew how to give them what they needed. So I got one kid specifically in kindergarten, had been kicked out of multiple kindergartens. They gave him to me. They were like, he's really smart, but he won't listen. So I just gave him full freedom right away. I didn't come at him as an authoritarian right away because obviously that wasn't working. He was being kicked out of classes from teachers who were trying to tell him what to do. So he came into my room and didn't want to do anything. And I thought, okay, he doesn't want to do anything. Let me try to find something fun that I can give to him that he might want to do. I talked to his mom. She said he likes Superman. I brought a Superman comic over to him while the rest of the kids were doing math. I was like, you want to read this? It's pretty cool. I liked it. He kind of looks at me like I'm a weirdo. He sits under his desk to read the comic. I go around, I check on the other kids. I go sit under his desk with him and, wow, this is cool. Like, what's happening here? Asking him questions, engaging, just building that framework where I go like, hey, we can also be equals. He doesn't know that that's not going to be forever, but it doesn't matter. In that moment, it's everything. He sees like this person's treating me like my desires matter, clearly is something that he was lacking before and really needed. What ends up happening is trust builds, and then he starts to make a decision to engage with the parts of the classroom that exist and that are functioning around him because he wants to. I ended up giving him leadership roles like he would sit down and start doing math, and then he would kind of like not want that, which was a huge. He was doing nothing, sitting under his desk reading Superman comics, and then he would like elect to sit down and start doing math. Great, huge step. Start doing math. I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, how about you walk around and make sure the other kids are on task and help them if they have any questions. Oh, okay. Get up, walk around. He became the best little teacher to the kids who were younger than him. Like, oh, you really have to remember to do this. And it gave me an opportunity to kind of see what his skill set was and see where his strengths were because he was showing them to other students. And then as you build that rapport with them where they know that, yes, you are in charge, but you're also going to treat them like an equal and you're going to give them allowances sometimes, even if it's not something that is according to your very strict rule book. They see that and they really do appreciate that. And he ended up just electing to do all of the work within like 2 months. He was a totally different student. Come in, stick to the plan, would still have really hard days, but I made space for those days because he was improving so much just from the message that he was receiving from me, which is like, you're welcome here, your desires are welcome here, I get you're kind of on your own schedule, and we can work together on that, with that. You can sometimes be on your own schedule, and then sometimes you're going to be on mine. If you can put the desire to be on your team into a child by just meeting them where they're at and fully respecting where they're at for a little while, the payoffs are enormous. They really, really, really are. And I've used those methods with various students over time, and they have always, always, always worked. The kids who push back the most need you to carve out time to just hang out with them and make them feel important and not boss them around. They like need it. They're like screaming for it. They really, really are.